Do you all remember how the preachers preached in 1930? You don't have to put your age in the street, but you remember how they preached. They were ignorant, weren't they? They taught us that hell was someplace down in the ground. Imagine this. Just picture this. It's hard for you to believe it, isn't it? It's hard for you to believe that someone would be dumb enough back then to think that there was a hell in the ground with fire and a devil going to juke you with a fork when you go. You can't picture someone being dumb enough to believe like that, can you? Yes, you can. You believe this yourself. But this is the kind of picture that the preacher gave us of hell. A place that we would die and go to. And somebody with horns and a fork would jug us for the rest of our life after we was dead. Pick up on that. For the rest of our life after we were dead. Why, it don't even make sense. But we believed it. The fires never went out. And you and I had to tend the fire. We'd be shoveling coal all the time. And hear the devil jugging us. Shovel some more. Brother, how ignorant can you get? But this is the picture we had, and this is what we believed in. Then the same old dumb preacher taught us that heaven was the opposite. It was up in the sky. You know what he said? Hell is down there, and heaven is up there. Nothing here now. Everything is there. Down there and up there. Heaven, he said, was when you die and go up there. You wear long white robes and slippers, golden slippers, and a golden crown. What else? Yeah, milk and honey. I know you know what he said. And this concept that the preacher had given had the minds of our people in bad shape. But Master Farad taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and thousands of black people in Detroit that ain't no hell up yonder, and no heaven up yonder, and no hell down yonder. There's no heaven up there, and no hell down there. Why, those black people were shook up. Oh yes, they were shook up, because they had paid a price. All their lifetime they had suffered to keep them suffering. Oh yeah, they had suffered at the hands of the white man and took it without fighting back, just so they could keep them having to suffer at the hands of the devil after they died. They had gone without everything. No clothes, no house, no nothing, no gold, no honey, no milk, no nothing. Just so they could get some up yonder after they died. And when they found out that they had gone through all this for so long, for nothing, I say they were shook up. Yeah, just like some of y'all shook up right now. Tell the truth. Some of y'all still believe that thing yesterday. In fact, some of y'all just come from church. Just a few moments ago, you was trying to make it in. Yeah. I heard you. I'm going to. You just a little while ago talking about yonder, over yonder, but up yonder. Your head is still in bad shape.
Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back. Beloved, this is indeed your brother Big VJ checking in. Today's conversation is going to be brief. I only got one thing on the table. It's a question that came in from our YouTube family. And it's a brother asking about heaven or hell and NDE, right? That's what we call near-death experiences, beloved. And that's going to be our conversation for today, right? Before we dive into that, beloved, I want you guys to check out the platform a little later, and we are going to it's a video by Dr. Ray Hagen called The Bloodline Conspiracy, and we're gonna post it, right? We have our feelings, our personal feelings about Dr. Ray Hagen, yet we understand ultimately that, the information, beloved, is more important. So just stay tuned for that. For the YouTube family, it's going to be a little while. I don't know if I said this, but we got like our second strike. We got like 2 strikes in 10 days. One strike we got for quote unquote cyberbullying. We was having a conversation about Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. Is like the battle of the hypocrites, and somehow, some way, we got a strike for cyberbullying. I said, okay, we just go along with it. And before the end, beloved, we was posting some awesome content from my brother from New York City. His name is CC Blackman, right? It's an interview he did like 13 years ago, and that interview is still powerful to this very day. You dig? And they pulled that, said it's hate speech. So that's kind of like how they deal with us anyway. In any event, though, we'll be off the little, the restriction for maybe another week. So we'll be able to put Dr. Ray Hagen on the YouTube platform maybe a week from now. But we'll be able to do that a little sooner on, of course, the Google Podcasts and Spotify and everything else like that, right? So be looking forward to that. Now, when it comes to heaven and hell, beloved, this is this platform position. There's 2 secrets that the human being, and these are secrets of life, that the human being will never be able to answer. And the first secret is, where did life begin for us as the original man and woman? Nobody's going to know that. Did it start up with 2 people, a group, thousands, etc.? Nobody's going to know. So we teach, beloved, that the original man do not have a birth record, because we don't. Nobody knows when the first black man and black woman came about. That's number 1. That's a secret of life. You dig? Now, in truth and facts, we can identify when and where other people groups came from. That's how long we've been here. We've been here so long that we know, no, you wasn't here and you wasn't here either. Because it's all, beloved, we talking about, it's documented, right? That's number 1. Number 2 is, when you physically die, nobody knows what happened to the mind, the soul, and the spirit. See, that's the 2 secrets of life. Nobody knows that. So, once that becomes your foundation, you embrace that and you hold on to that, because again, this is your anchor, because this is truth and facts. You won't allow somebody to get in front of you with a cross or a 6-point star or a crescent moon and star and tell you what happened after you physically die, because they don't know. The process of anybody representing any religion doing that, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, whatever ism you can come up with, that's what we call, beloved, Tricknology. Because nobody knows. Now that's truth and facts. I don't care how much you give and spin around in a circle and fall down and jump up and dance all around and bump your head 5 times a day, and you walk around the cobblestone, and you go to Mecca and you pray 3 times a day to Jerusalem, or I don't know, you praying to Hindu land, whatever you're doing, because there's some yoga and everything going on in the village now. Nobody has an answer. No human being has an answer to what happened when you die. Again, that's truth and facts. Now, when it comes to NDE, when you research it, you see it all. Some people die and they see Jesus. Some people die and they see Muhammad. Some people die and they don't see no religious figure. They see some transporter. It's a being that takes them and walks them into the afterlife, and there's libraries and there's cities and there's all this kind of stuff like that. So what does that ultimately mean? No, nobody really knows. What we do know is this: the human being, the original man and woman, was made and created with intelligent design. The most beautiful thing about creation, in my estimate, is the creation of the mind. So the way we see it, when you have a knowledge of self, the supreme being of this planet, which is the third dimension, is the mind. It's the mind of man. The mind of man supersedes the mind of insects and the fowl kingdom and the fish of the sea and all the beasts of the field. The mind of the original man is on the highest vibration. So the term God only means the supreme being. In this third dimension, on planet Earth, the supreme being is the original man. And the original man is the supreme being. Why? Because we have the supreme mind. You're never going to meet a monkey, or a giraffe, a gorilla, or some termites that's going to outthink you, or they're going to build a hospital. They're going to make cell phones. Like, they do not have that kind of mind. The dog does not have a mind. If that dog get hit by a car, he's going to limp the rest of his life. He doesn't have the mind to make a dog hospital. He can't excel that way. But the original man has the mind where, listen, if you wanted to, beloved, you can travel to Mars right now in your mind. You can go to the sun right now in your mind. You can fly through the galaxy right now in your mind. Because all is the mind. And the universe is mental. The camel is not looking up in the sky. The camel can't do it. The camel can't just fly through the sky in his mind. His mind is on a low vibration of a beast. You dig? So this mind that we have as the original man and woman is on the highest vibration on this planet, because the nature of us is freedom, justice, equality, peace, and love. Now there's another man that also has a mind on this planet, a made man. But this man's mind is not on a higher vibration than yours, because one of his 5 points of his thinking, of his nature, is fear, is war, right? Okay, so if in your nature peace is there, it's settled into your makeup. Peace, beloved, is more powerful than war. In fact, peace is what ends war. Oftentimes they tell you that the opposite of love, beloved, is hate. It is not. In our estimate, the opposite of love is fear. The opposite of justice, which is you and I, is corruption. So there's a term in the culture you may hear many of us say, where the black man is God. Coming from the original man, all we are saying is that the mind is the supreme being on this planet, on this level. The original man has the highest vibration. When you let your open enemy tell you about God, he's really talking about like a superhero. Batman, Spider-Man, Iceman, Zeus, Titans, like his imagination, you know. So when you hear him, this is the dominant culture at this point in time in this country. When you hear him talk about God, he kind of throws you off. Now you're confused, like, man, what is... Now you hear us saying, hey, peace, black man. The black man is God. You think we bugging. You're like, yo, how could you be God and you at the bottom of society? Well, the real question is, how can God be at the top of a con man society? You can't. A con man is building a con kingdom. So the only way to go into rulership is to operate in your nature, and that is a nature of freedom, justice, equality, peace, and love, because you're not going to build any nuclear plants to make more bombs, and you're not going to build a gun factory. It's just not your nature. The mind of the original man supersedes that of beloved is open enemy, right? So I just hope I explained that. But again, the question about heaven and hell, nobody knows. And we are at peace with that. That's justice. I don't know. You don't know. Don't nobody know. Nobody that walked in this third dimension, they know. Now, there's a people amongst us that are pretty good writers. Excellent writers, I may say. You dig? And when they write, they're spilling out their nature on pages. You dig? So what comes out of their nature of fear and war and corruption and disproportion and captivity is bleeding on the pages. You dig? They're tricksters. And they come amongst you and I. And in the world also, I will say this. There's certain laws that's in the earth. The law of gravity, the law of correspondence, the law of attraction. So if the original man get too caught up, original man and woman, into the secrets of life, now you are attracting this kind of being into your circle to tell you something to scratch that itch, but you attracted that to yourself because you're trying to figure out what is going on after life, and nobody's going to know that, but you're going to attract a made man that's going to come along and give you information to help you scratch that itch. Beloved, let me share something with you, right? You know, I come from a family, beloved, that is religious. And when I say that the law of attraction is right and exact, it is really one of those laws that exists in this third dimension, right? So there's a phrase that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That too, beloved, is right and exact. But that phrase is connected to the former one, and that is the law of attraction. So you have to put those two concepts together. First is the law of attraction, and then when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And what that is saying, beloved, is this: what you start leaning your mind to, you will attract that to you. If you start leaning your mind on the afterlife and heaven and hell and all this mystery spook stuff, demons and ghouls and goblins and devils and angels, and you get all wrapped up in that, you are going to attract. See, now the student is ready. Now the teacher will appear. Somebody will come in the form of a teacher to be a steward over those matters in your life. That's why religious people, they stay religious. It's hard for them to get out of that cycle. It's like a hamster wheel they can't get off of. And then there's protections that is written in religion to protect said religion. You dig? Like Islam has hellfire for one who believed and now was a disbeliever. And the same goes with Judaism, and the same goes with Christianity, right? And look, check this out. Religion, beloved, is moving to the internet, right? In fact, beloved, I go so far to say this. In my generation, we did not call the internet the internet. We call the internet by its original name, and that is, beloved, the World Wide Web. And this came out in 1989, right? The only thing, beloved, that makes a web in nature is a spider. Is that right? All right. When you look at a spider, when you look at a web, the spider uses the web for hunting, for communication, and for shelter, right? And if you ever just took a look at a web, you know, you see the web in your backyard, in your garage somewhere, when the light is hitting it, whether it's from your back porch or if the sunlight is hitting the spider web, that web, when you touch it, it's kind of like, it feels like a silk kind of material. It's real soft. But the appearance of it, if you just look at it when the sun is hitting it, it glows a little bit, beloved. That light is hitting that silk, and you can kind of see red in the web. You can see yellow in the web. You can see green. You can see purple. I've seen some spider webs where they have this purple glow, this purple look. And what that is, beloved, is a camouflage. It's an attraction. So insects can't just see the web like this big white powdery looking. They see it based on the colors of the web, and they are attracted to it. Now, once an insect hit that web, it is now stuck on that web, and the spider comes out of hiding, and the spider now sucks the blood of that insect, listen now, that is trapped in the web. Is that right? All right. The World Wide Web, or the internet, as they call it today, because if you break it down, beloved, you are in a net when you're on the internet. It mimics the law of attraction, the concept that we spoke of earlier. It mimics that concept of when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And beloved, the word we use to describe that is algorithm. When you come on the internet, it's another law that's taking place, and that is called the law of exchange, right? The internet is giving you something because you're searching. But in the same breath, beloved, you are giving the internet something as well. It is a law of exchange. Now, I want you to think about it, because these are laws that are taking place in front of our very eyes. We can see it, but we can't see it. And I just want to speak on it again. The law of attraction is that which is in your mind. It's heavy on your spirit. You're leaning on it. And like we said earlier, when you are seeking as a student, the teacher will appear. And that's in your algorithm. You can, if I got onto somebody's YouTube and I use their login, or their Google and I use their login, you can look at the advertisement. You can look at whatever video that YouTube is offering, and you can tell what kind of content this person has been looking up. You dig what I'm saying? But in the same breath, as the web, as the spider is giving you something, you are now giving the spider something as well. So this is empowering the beast. This beast is going to be presented to us in the form of a spider. That's what we're dealing with now. It's phasing out of the physical, and everybody is moving towards the web. We're on that web. We're stuck on that web. We are attracted to this web. You dig? So much so that none of us can go days and days and days without even getting on the internet, because it's the spider web. It's glowing. Just like the insects, they see the purple and they see the yellow and the green and the red. So it's an exchange going on, right? The web and the spider is giving us something, and we are giving this spider our tapes, our CDs, our DVDs, our books, you dig? And the web is transforming that, and it's making it to streaming, you dig? But it's collecting everything. All of our information, it is collecting it, you dig? There will be no physical money after a while in the United States. Smaller countries, yes, they're always going to use money as a medium of exchange. But in powerful countries, no. Countries that's high on technology, no. Because we can see that the web, the spider, is pulling all of our money. And it's keeping track on what we like and what we don't like. Because now the algorithm is reaching out to the financial sector, where the spider web can see what we like to buy because we're using debit cards. We're paying for things with Cash App. We're using credit cards. And this spider web is collecting information for everything that we buy. I don't know, beloved. Maybe that's a different story for a different day. This is the time that we really have to guard our minds, because the battle, beloved, is over your mind. It was one thing to deal with your open enemy. Now you have people that look like you is running the same trick about the afterlife. Now you got your own people. They around here giving you more information to scratch that itch. And of course, they can give you a good blessing if you're able to sow $1,000 seed, a $5,000 seed, $10,000 seed, $20,000 seed. Look, when I was coming up, they had you touching the television. They said, "Come on, touch the television," and they had a special prayer for you. And you know what I'm saying? They're gonna teach you how to make it. Look. They're going to teach you how to make it to Jew heaven, Hindu heaven, Arab heaven, Buddha heaven, right? You're just trying to, but when you get done with all of that, many of us with knowledge of self, the foundation can't be shook. We know nobody knows what happened after the physical death. So if you come with information like you do know, you are alerting us that you're a trickster. It doesn't matter now whether you're a trickster that look like us or you're a trickster that look like them, because we know this idea that you got that from them. He put it in the pages. And it's not based on your nature. Your nature is justice. Justice means the same as equality. Equality means equal in all things. How do a group of people, or how do a person act like they know something that you don't? He's telling you y'all not equal. He knows something that you do not. How does he know this? He doesn't know this. That's why they have a cemetery school. Pardon me, beloved. A seminary school. Why would you have a school if this whole God thing is real, because God is a concept, if this whole God thing is real, why are these people going to seminary school to learn about God? Why do they have degrees in divinity? Like, who's giving them the degree? God? Why are they studying theology if they talking to God in the back room? It's a trick. It's a spell. And many of our people is under this magic spell. They can't get from underneath this spell. Again, nobody knows what happens after a physical death. Nobody knows. Anybody that get in front of you and act like they know are tricksters, or they're following the blueprint of tricksters, and it's going to cost you money eventually, right? So we're going to leave it there, beloved. You know, we're not trying to shatter anybody's faith, you know, because the definition of faith, that should shatter it enough. Faith just means, faith is just you believing in some information you can't verify. Look how poetic, you know, they make these terms for you. Yeah, you got to believe by faith. Faith only means you believe on information that cannot be verified, right? So why would you? That's not a flex. Any teaching that I can come, or anybody that's going to come and give you about the origin of the original man and what happens after a physical death, it cannot, beloved, be verified. You have to faith your way to believe it. In my estimate, right, in my humble opinion, I really think this about religion. You know, human beings, beloved, in my estimate, it is clear that we are put here to work. It is also clear that this whole planet, this whole solar system, everything, beloved, it's made with intelligent design. It's made in an order, like a beautiful divine order, like clouds collect the mist and clouds drop rain. That's order. You know, clouds, we never woke up one day and clouds start raining leaves, or clouds start raining dust or sand, or like, it just doesn't happen. That's order. You know, we breathe oxygen. That's it. We breathe. That's order. We cannot, like, man, it's just a beautiful place here. We're here to terraform the planet because we all have to work. Put religion aside. It's clear the human being is here to terraform the planet. That is very, very clear. It's amazing, beloved. It's a beautiful thing to be living, right? It's a beautiful thing to be a part of family, you know. It's a beautiful thing how we come through the portal of the original woman into the planet, and we're pre-coded, you know. Check this out. And beloved, I'll leave you with this. The eagle, the hawk, the phoenix, they don't need a book to be them. They're pre-coded. The buffalo, the road runner, the beaver, the wolf, the sheep, the deer, they are pre-coded. The ant, the termite, the honeybee, the spider, pre-coded. Look at the majesty of that spider. Nobody taught that spider how to make that web. The spider was made in such a way to be able to make that, sling that web. That beaver is pre-coated in a way to make that dam. You dig? The hyena is the same. You dig? When the original man is born into the world, coming out the womb of the original woman, ain't no book strapped to us. We are pre-coded to latch on to the breasts of our mothers. Nobody had to teach us that. We just knew that. The mother, beloved, is the first teacher of the child. So, family, beloved, is just like, it's family over everything. If there's a threat towards that child, that woman, that mother is pre-coded. She would give her life to protect that child. But then it's a man. It's a man that's there. And if something acts as a threat to that woman and that child, that man is pre-coded to jump in front of any serious danger to protect that woman and that child. We don't need a book to do that. We don't need a book to do that. By nature, we love, beloved. Our people, we love. Peace, freedom, justice, beloved, and equality. That is our nature. And beloved, we'll leave it there. Peace and black power to you, family. Yeah, beloved, don't nobody know that. If I got on this microphone and acted like I knew what happened, I'd be just as worse as the trickster and many of our people that's following the ways and blueprint and path of the tricksters. I'd be just as worse as them. Nobody knows. Beloved, I've been living, and it's a blessing. It is a blessing to be a man of a certain age. You know, I've lived long enough to see a Christian become Muslim. I've lived long enough to see a Muslim become a Christian. You know, I've lived long enough to see a Christian don't believe in that no more and a Muslim not believe in that no more. You dig? They all jump back and forth between these mystery gods. And what our people do not see is there's laws in which this universe is made in. And one of those laws, beloved, is the law of attraction. It is just as strong as the law of gravity. You did? Because, you know, when you kind of take a real good look at this planet, things just happen over and over in cycles. Listen, it's always been a marvel to me when Big Mama used to say, that grass ain't greener on the other side. And we just take that as a saying. But beloved, that's so powerful, we have to kind of like marinate and in our minds put ourselves at the foot of Mama and them, because, you know, Mama is teaching wisdom and Granddaddy is teaching war. When Big Mama said that grass is not greener on the other side, that means this: our ancestors and elders had to see a relationship cycle so many times where a man and woman was together and somebody left somebody for another somebody just for them to be with that other somebody, and it don't work out. That's a cycle of life. There's somebody to see that so much that they turned that into a proverb. So this is where And this is why we say on this platform, well, you know what? We don't even have to be smart. If we just listen to the words of our own ancestors who are no longer here but left the literature, left the oral tradition, and then we can double down on our elders that are still here, we'll be all right. We would be fine. But if we start listening to the words and advice of tricksters, they're going to put us in an interesting place that we don't really want to be in. You dig? There is no, there is nobody with that insight to tell you what happened when the physical life is no more, and who was the origin of man. Therefore, we speak truth and facts when we say that the original man does not have a birth record. And remember this. Remember this. Everything, beloved, is true in literature. It's all true in literature. These people have a certain kind of writing style. Look how they wrote that Oaspi Bible. Look how they wrote that Book of Mormon. Look how they wrote the Jehovah Witness Bible, and then you get the British version. We talking King James. Look how they wrote that Bible, and then look how they wrote the Quran. And there's so many other books in religion that they wrote. They have that style. But beloved, I can submit to you, that's a man writing that. These are men trying to philosophize and answer the question about the two secrets of life. And when you latch yourself to whatever denomination that they give you, while you think you're following God, when you open up your eyes, you're really just following them. The sooner our people figure that out, the better. And now, beloved, we will truly leave it there. Peace and black power to you, family. Yes. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out, beloved. This is indeed your brother, and to some, your uncle. Real Black Culture from Podcast. Hey man, listen, we're gonna get it with you guys later if the earth say the same. Peace, beloved, and more peace.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us that heaven and hell were not places. They were conditions. That you can have your heaven or your hell right here now while you're on earth. You don't have to wait for a big day of judgment in the sky to either get heaven or go to hell. You live today in the day of judgment. Every decision that you make puts you either closer to heaven or closer to hell. Is that right? Yes, sir. Good decisions bring us closer to heaven. Bad decisions bring us closer to hell. A baby's born into the world, you're in an emotional heaven. Right. Someone that you love dies, you're in emotional hell. Right. Am I telling the truth? Yes, sir. If you have the ability to memorize everything you see, you're in a mental heaven. Right. But if you're addicted to crack cocaine, you're in a mental hell. Right. Yes, sir. If you're handicapped, you could be in a physical hell. Right. But if you have full athletic ability, you can be in a physical heaven. Right. Heaven and hell are not places. They are conditions of life. You've been anointed before Reverend messed you up. You've been anointed before the theological seminary messed him up. They've been anointed before the slave master messed them up. And the slave master knew it before Yaqub taught him. You've been anointed by nature. The heat ain't on in your house and it's 12 outside. You cold as hell.
That's right. Come on now.
Huh?
Come on now.
No air conditioning, you hot as hell.
Come on now.
Am I telling the truth? No money in your pocket, you broke as hell. Huh? You think you're gonna die and go somewhere else, you crazy as hell. You better let your mind travel at 24 billion miles per second in a positive direction and attract that which is good and right unto yourself and repel that which is evil and wrong and watch God Not in space, but God in you. Allow you the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to set yourself in heaven at once.
Thanks for listening. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Anchor, Spotify, and Facebook. Also, don't forget to like, share, and comment on the podcast. Your opinion of what you just heard is important to the platform. So yes, beloved, your comments are the engine and fuel to the machine. Stay blessed and have a powerful day.